What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Verse Crypto channel. Back at again with another awesome live stream. Right now, my boy Trey Soul got some issues, but today we're going to get into a lot of really great stuff. We're going to talk about what's going on in the markets, what's going on with Bitcoin, and we're going to give you some of that juicy alpha just jumping into the charts and whatnot. But like I said, it's going to be another fun live stream. Now, I'm going across Twitter. I'm seeing a lot of crazy FUD. Everybody's acting all crazy because of the Bitcoin dip. The one thing I want to say is this is an opportunity, especially after what you saw with the past couple months. We have just been absolutely running up. Oh, there he is. What up, Trey Souls? How we doing,
man? Sorry, folks. Oh, my goodness, yo. I don't know if Kris gave you a hearty introduction, but welcome back to The Verse, baby. The #1 altcoin degenerate channel in the entire universe, stratosphere, wherever you decide to live. If you're like Adam, maybe you live in a flat earth. Like Coach, think this thing's round. Who knows, bro? Doesn't really matter. We're out here smashing it, getting crypto gains, baby. What's going on?
My man, that's what's up. What a concept, dude. Seriously, what a huge concept.
What a concept, baby. That's how we do it. In a bull market? What?
Bro, we don't only just get gains in a bull market. We get gains in a bear market. Bull, bear, it don't matter, bro. We're always making money. You know what I'm saying?
3 years ago, we sat in the cold, dark winter of the bear market. And you know what? We're going to be hallowed in the halls of victory for everything we've been through, bro. It's been worth every second, bro. And I don't know how you can have a complaining, bad attitude in the market we're in right now. Waking up every single day, making money off of wizard coins. What?
Nah, for real, dude. Like, I swear, I've never seen so many grown men cry on Twitter after, what was it? Like, it was like a 30% dip. And me and you, dude, we were just sitting here just like, bro, dip, start buy. And it just come to find out, it's just like, some people just weren't cut for this game. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I don't know if they expect other people that's going to make their bag for them, bro, but that's not how crypto works. And I think when you're in this game long enough, you realize you got to roll things. You got to move. There's kinetic energy constantly in this business. You have potential energy sitting around in some of your bags, yes, but there's kinetic energy flowing, and you got to get it moving, man. You can't just keep your energy potential, bro. You got to move it. It's in everything in life. Don't stay sedentary. Get on different chains. Tackle the things that are uncomfortable. That's how you're gonna get dubs, baby.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And you know the best part about this market that I'm reading about, BlackRock is coming in, China's coming in, all of the institutional finance is coming in, and they're buying Bitcoin. What does that mean, my man? What do you think that means?
I think it means that altcoins are gonna have a nice run. I think it means we want to get our hands on some Bitcoin if we possibly can. I think that it means green, which in my opinion is awesome because selling time is coming.
What a concept. Just kidding. Hey, shout out to Coach X, man. He's our boy. We just like to just mess with him a lot, but he's actually a really good dude. But just going through this, man, I just see so many grown men going like, oh my God, it's over. But in reality, these are the times where you can load up. We're going to get a parabolic run. This is the time to go find 100x, 50x gems. And we tweeted this out on our Twitter. We said, look, you guys got a cheat sheet. You know what's hot and what ain't hot. The coins that were hot, that popped off, I would bet my bottom dollar those are going to pop off again. It's only a matter of time. And then the coins that didn't do so well, that were just pump and dumps or whatever, don't touch them. Not financial advice, but you see what I'm saying? It's all about preparation. It's all about doing the opposite of what the crowd is. Any thoughts on that, my man?
Man, couldn't have said it better myself, bro. I think it's important to go against the grain, man, and keep going in these markets, man. You can't get married to these projects. You are going to encounter some losses, but what's the point of doing this if all you're going to do is win? You're going to learn. You're going to be able to get better. So I think it's a good deal, and I'm excited, bro. This market's got me excited, man. I wake up every day and I get to see green and I get to see red, and it's been up and down. But you know what, man? That just means we got to play better and play smarter.
Absolutely. And this is going to be an awesome live stream because we're going to talk about one of our first Solana plays. I never thought in a million years we would be on Solana. And I'm not going to call it Soylana. That just sounds weird. We're going to call it Solana. And so we're going to dive in. We're going to talk about this project. Now, the other thing, I got to pick your brain, my man. We got to talk about left translated cycles or super cycle. You know what a left translated cycle is?
Talk to me.
All right. So we got two theories. The theory is, will the Bitcoin bull market end earlier, or will it be extended and be what we call super cycle, where it just blows up for the next couple years? Well, not couple years, but basically all of 2025. There's a debate, and people are saying, yo, left translate cycle, yo, bull market ends early, yo, 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 yo. In your opinion, do we go long or we go short?
Ooh.
It's a hard one, man. Hard one.
Well, you're telling me that we got a 50-50 split basically across the board. I mean, we got a faction on this side arguing for this and a faction on this side saying it's going to be long. One's saying it's going to be short.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Okay. I'm inclined to think it might be shorter.
Might be shorter. I got you.
Yeah. I would hope it would be shorter. That's just my my own personal stance, though.
Yeah. You know, this is where it really comes down to. And like I said, guys, we'll get into the alpha on the charts in a second. But I want me and Trey want to point this out. You got people saying, a lot of people saying left translated cycle, or we'll say short bull market, and then you got a very few amount of people saying super cycle, super cycle. It could be either or, but the main thing I want to say is if everybody is saying short and bull market, it might do the opposite. If everyone's saying super cycle, you might want to do the opposite, because if you follow the crowd, you get wrecked. Now there's a problem with saying extended cycle, because if you think the market's going to be extended out and you don't de-risk throughout the process, you could get wrecked. So you definitely want to de-risk along the way. But the main point I'm trying to get across is do not follow the crowd. You know what I'm saying, my man?
I believe it, man. I mean, I think it's what is enough for you. I think we've talked about a win is selling 30% from the top. So I think changing your mentality to getting to that point, understanding that that's how you are going to get wins in crypto, and understanding when it's enough. What Bitcoin price is enough for your portfolio to make sense for you to push the cash out button. I think it's something to consider. I think you have a certain number in mind. Everybody got a certain number in mind of what they would want to see it go to. So I think it's something that to be responsible on, and it's not a time to get greedy.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't say it better. So, you know, as of right now, I do think we're going to see a shortened bull market, but also crypto banter, Ben Armstrong are saying that it's going to be shortened. So that's where I'm like, I don't know.
Okay.
So we'll just have to see. And like I said, we'll keep you guys up to date. But right now, that is the thesis, and we'll flip it up going in the future. So, drum roll, please. Let's get into the Bitcoin price charts, my man, because I know I got a story to tell. You know what I'm saying? You excited to see this, my man?
Yeah, but why? We sold everything last night.
Yeah, bro. Dude, we got out. We bought a Bugatti. You know, what a concept, and we staked our hex. That's what's up, man. That's all we gotta do. Stake your
so
hex.
Out.
We're so out, bro. It's all over, dude. Just kidding. All right.
Brother.
It's all over. All right, guys. So let's just get into some technical analysis and see what we cooking. Now, right now, we're sitting at about 60,733. And here's some things I was looking at before the live stream. So we're basically in a massive descending triangle. Now, when you set up a descending triangle, you have support and you got resistance. Now, when you set up this bottom line, you're looking for at least 2 to 3 touches, and then on this top line, you're looking for this downtrend. You want 2 to 3 touches. So, in my opinion, we have a massive descending triangle. What does that mean? A descending triangle is a bearish pattern, but it's based on percentages. It doesn't mean we're necessarily going down, but the likelihood of us going down is highly probable. That's the idea. And there have been times where the Bitcoin price chart has boomed out of a descending triangle. Now, what are some things I'm looking at? So if we're in a descending triangle, I'm either looking at a breakdown to the downside or a breakdown to the upside. Those are two potentials. And then we have to come back up here and basically test out the previous all-time high. Now, another scenario that could come about, which a lot of people have been talking about, is we could just continue to just trace sideways like this and then do a breakout. That's like the general consensus. Now, the one thing I'm paying specific attention to, if we were to break down, I'm looking at this trend line, because what I notice in the past with the price of Bitcoin, and we'll go back here, but overall, we have like this linear trend, and linear trend means that you have the price and the days move up 1-to-1. And then when we start to get into the parabolic blow off top portion, we start to see the price decouple, and then it just goes up and does like a hockey stick, like this. So it does like boom, hockey stick. That's called the parabolic blow off top, like we've seen in the past. And I'll give you an example. Whoa, man, my chart tools, man, are bugging out right now. So we come back here, and I'll just give you some point of reference. So before the last bull market, we had this uptrend, right? We came up. Oh, man, we're so back. And then we came back down, and we tested this line. Came back. Boom. Something big happened. Dropped down below. Came back. Touched it again. And then we were just following this. Next thing you know, we had this parabolic uptrend, and we basically disappeared from this trend line going up. Now, that's what I'm looking for on this trend line. I'm looking for this part right here. When are we going to start to go absolutely parabolic? And that's why I'm monitoring that, because when we start to go parabolic, the one thing that goes in my head is boom, altcoin season is right around the corner, baby. So overall, if we were to drop down, what I would be looking at is to either come down and touch this trend line or go a little bit below. And as of right now, if we were to drop down right here, it'll be sitting at about 47, 48K. If we continue trading sideways and then drop down, it could be closer to 52K. Now, the reason why I'm not so keen on the 52K mark is because everybody keeps saying it. And when everybody keeps saying this stuff, it never happens. We've seen this time in, time and about. So I'll be more likely to see it come down and maybe try to test this this previous local high before we start coming down and then bouncing back up. But overall, this correction coming back, it's definitely bullish. Now, the next thing I'm also looking for on this chart, and let's just go into the weekly, make it easier to look at. I'm looking for some sort of trend, whether it's going to be a cup and handle or an inverse head and shoulders. You can make an argument this is an inverse head and shoulders, and then this trades for a little bit and this forms a shoulder. So that actually forms a neckline right here. But if this were to come down here a little bit and then come back up, it's a massive cup and handle, which means it can give us a price target, which we talked a little bit about in the last live stream. So I'm definitely looking for a bullish pattern to come in. And once we start to see some sort of bullish pattern form, that's when we're going to start to see a huge price increase on Bitcoin. Any thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, man. When did the ETFs for China just got approved? What, last week?
Yeah. Well, I think a week before, but yeah.
So I remember when the ETFs got approved, it was like 2 to 3 weeks before we even saw really any bullishness going on in the Bitcoin chart. So I'm thinking you might be right on point with the fact that this thing could be cup and handling and it not going down to test that 52,000 like everybody's saying it's going to. That thing looks cup and handly, bro. It looks nice, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we come back up here and start touching here, because you know, if we're just looking at this descending triangle, you know, we're coming up. Oh, Gravestone Doji came down, touched here, bullish engulfing candle, and then everyone's like, "Oh my god, we're so back!" Boom, nope, hammerhead candle came down, and we just keep touching this line. So basically, the buyers are being suppressed and the sellers are superseding it. So yeah, I do think that if we come back up here and we form a cup and candle, absolutely bullish. And if I recall, damn, when was that Bitcoin ETF approved? I think it was like somewhere, was it December or January? I think it was like right here in January, and we like came back down right here, and then we just exploded. So yeah, I do agree with you saying with the ETF. It got approved, and we haven't seen the ETF inflows. And so once we start to see the ETF inflows, that's when we're going to start to go, because that actually brings up a really great point that you were talking about. This market is a lot different than past markets because we've got institutional finance in the market playing around with different coins. And we already know that that JP Morgan guy, you know, the CEO of JP Morgan.
Yeah, you lied about the Bitcoin, and now they got these Bitcoin holdings. It's like you guys are saying that Bitcoin's not viable, and you're sitting here buying it up. What an ass.
Yeah, dude, it's so crazy. And the reason why he was doing that was he's manipulating the market, and he can't get in trouble for it because there's no laws against it. So basically, they were trying to bring the price down, get an entry into it, and they're getting ready. So there's definitely a lot of bullishness. So overall, man, I think it looks good, dude. So good stuff.
He realized how to chill and how to FUD.
Bro, dude, man, I remember in 2020 when everybody was in the stock market, and those guys kept on going on to CNBC, and they're like, "Oh my god, we're going down," and then it would just crash down, and they would just fill a bunch of shorts, dude. They're like, "Ah!"
So simple, stupid.
Yeah, bro. Like, don't trust these people, man. Like, if they say one thing, just do the opposite. And also, dude, like when we get towards the end of the market, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be this narrative. There's going to be two narratives that's going to signal the top. The first one, the flippening. ETH is going to flip Bitcoin. Oh my god. Well, ETH is going to be dominant. Let's go. And then the second one is Bitcoin's going to $1 million. Wow. So the point I'm trying to get across is if they say the flippening or Bitcoin's going to $1 million, the top is in, baby. I'm telling you right now, the top is in. That's not going to happen. And there's going to be news articles about this. They tell you what's going to happen. And the best way to think about how the news works, I'm not going to get too political. When they put out these news articles, they're signaling to other people what the plan is. When they say something like that, they're signaling to their people, hey, we're saying Bitcoin's going to $1 million. That's a signal to get out. Go. Get out of the market. Run for the hills. And the other one is going to be ETH flipping Bitcoin. Any thoughts on that, man?
Man, I agree with the sentiment 100%. I think there's a peer-reviewed study done on Jim Cramer. If you just do the opposite of what he says, you win. So that's my strategy at this point. Going against anything these big institutions or news outlets are saying about crypto, going against the grain, bro.
Oh my god, man. Like I remember, dude, I was watching the Super Bowl and Jim Cramer had like the Kansas City gear on. And I can't remember I put on a bet on Kansas City or whatever, but right when I saw that, I was like, oh dang, dude, Kansas City's losing. But it turns out they actually won. Because of course, if you got Travis Kelce dating Taylor Swift, of course they want that team to win. I'm not saying yeah, you know, it probably is. We'll see.
That's for another podcast and another day, huh?
Another day, another dollar, my man. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's get into Bitcoin dominance. And this is going to be really important because if you're a degen trader, the Bitcoin chart is going to be important, but what's going to be more important is the Bitcoin dominance, because when dominance breaks down, that's when we get our meme coin pumps. And we absolutely love meme coins. We're not maxis, or we can just go and stake our hex, baby. 55555. Stake your hex. Oh, and we're live.
What
now,
a concept.
Dude, we need to get a button that says what a concept, and we're live. And we're live. Now looking at this overall chart, basically what we're looking for is what we saw in this previous Bitcoin dominance breakdown. So we get up to about we start to climb, we go up, man. This is like a channel. But we go up, test, come back down, go up, test, come back down, and then finally we get that massive leap right here. We're looking for this drop. And that's what you should be looking at if you are a altcoin / meme coin trader. If you're a Bitcoin maxi, well, then just go and buy Bitcoin and beef with people on Twitter and go live in Narnia where you think it's actually going to be better than Ethereum and Pulse Chain. It is what it is. Now, what I'm looking at is when we start to see this breakdown, and basically we're coming in, and this is called it's like a pizza formation. Come down, we touch, come up, touch, come back down, reject, come up, touch, come back down. And usually when we see these red candles, I put this out here, bonk on pump, bonk pumped on Sol, and then from this little red candle and this next red candle, boom, Brett pumped on base. So this is a great indicator of which meme coins are going to pump. When you see these red candles come back down, you usually get a meme coin pump. Now, the one thing that I'm looking for is this massive drop that we're going to see in the dominance, and this is going to be a little bit after the Bitcoin top. So Bitcoin's probably going to go to like 133K, and then it's going to drop back down. Now, the question is, where is it going to land on the dominance chart? And how will this impact the altcoin market? In previous cycles, we had a crazy Bitcoin dominance. And this one, we're only going as high as 57%. This one, we're going as high as 73%. So what that tells me is everybody's already speculating altcoins right across the bat. So we're not going to have like a crazy rotation like we've seen previously, but there will be one. And one thing that I was just lining up earlier is we have a trend line from these local lows. So from last market, we came down to a dominance of 35%, and then we built back up, and then we came back down to about 39%. So overall, if we can get a couple touches, typically you want 2 to 3 touches, we get a little trend line of where this is going to fall. I do not believe we're going to go back all the way down to a dominance of 35%. We're probably going to be looking at somewhere between 40 and 45%. So what does that mean? We're going to have a rotation of money into altcoins and meme coins, but it's not going to be as dramatic as we've seen in previous cycles, which means if you're looking at plays, not financial advice, you might want to be on these chains. You might want to be looking at which coins you can get into. And once you start to see them pop from this rotation, start to take profit. Any thoughts, my man?
Basically, in the layman's terms, what you're saying is that this is going to be way narrative driven because there's so many more chains that are active. There's so many more places to deploy capital. We have our sols that are running right now. We've seen Base run. We've seen ETH run. We've seen Binance Smart Chain run. But we're going to be seeing other chains run at different periods of time, and that's what we need to be looking out for. Is that what I'm gathering from, basically, if I could put it into simple terms?
Yeah. No. You said it way better than I did. The point is, there's already a lot of speculation in the altcoin market, and we will see a flow from Bitcoin, Ethereum into these altcoins, but also we're already seeing more speculation at more than ever based on the dominance. So yes, 100% correct. And so the main point I'm trying to get across is look out for this massive drop, because that means we're getting towards the end of the market. And once you start to see this massive drop, in my mind, profit taking, time to take profit, time to start getting out certain coins. That's the other signal behind the Bitcoin going $1 million and the flippening and all that stuff. So yeah, man. So overall, man, we're looking pretty good. Overall bullish. Just waiting for that to break down, and then, bro, we go buy a couple Bugattis. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding.
A couple of Bugattis, a couple of hotties, Mercedes, get a couple of ladies, bro. That's what I'm talking about, dude. In Haiti. You know what I mean? Wherever. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me, dude.
Dude, how much is a Bugatti? Isn't it like 2.5 mil or something? Something crazy?
I have no idea, bro. I've never really been interested in a Bugatti personally, but something that goes over 100 is cool with me, bro.
Yeah.
If it goes over 100, I start getting scared at 90, bro. So I'm good.
Yeah, man. Love it. Good stuff. All right. Let's get into our next segment, because we're probably one of the most degenerate channels out there. We're always the guys who get into coins, and we're called the conspiracy theorists of crypto. But in reality, we front run narratives. I mean, let's be honest, man. Who front runs narratives better than us? Yeah,
I don't know,
exactly.
bro. I know the front runners have tried to front run us before and have tried to get answers from us before. So I think we're pretty good at what we do. So I appreciate everybody that tunes into us.
Absolutely. We were on base before anyone else got on there and they were freaking out. We got onto Degen Chain before everybody would start freaking out. We got onto the real world assets before everybody started freaking out about them. We got onto so many narratives. Now, I want to talk about specific narratives that we're looking at that you guys should be looking. When it comes to this market, it is narrative driven. I showed you the Bitcoin dominance chart. Everybody's just following trends. And what is a narrative? It's a story. You go onto Disney Channel, they tell you a story. It's the same thing with crypto. Everybody loves stories, but in reality, it's a story. I don't know how to put it. It's a story about what could potentially happen, and then in the end, it all just collapses. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It's just following these things as they go along. Who knows why people can make money off of raw chicken coins? It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that people are speculating. People are there. They're dropping their money into this because it makes more sense to buy pig coins than it does to save money in your USD, your savings account. That's where we're at in history. I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. You know what I mean? I just wanted to tell girls that all I did was trade frog coins.
Oh man, I love it. Yeah. So no, I definitely agree, man. And hey, man, I think we'll do plenty of that when we're in Costa Rica at the end of this. But I think the main point I'm trying to get across is you're like in a Disney fairy tale story with Mario, Bowser, and Princess Peach, and then in crypto, Bowser always wins in the end and steals Peach away from Mario because everything always collapses. So the point I'm trying to get across is you gotta understand that there's going to be narratives, there's going to be places to go. Solana, we're gonna get a little bit more into that in a minute, and base absolutely exploded. That was a crazy narrative. Pulse Chain had like a mini bull market earlier when PDI started pumping, and no one else in crypto knew about it except us and a couple other channels. So what I want to go over briefly, just real brief, and then we'll get into the alpha behind Solana, is what chains are we going to be looking at next? Now, there's one chain that has been extremely controversial. It's called Blast. Now, Blast is another layer 2. And what's crazy about Blast is they have 2 billion in TVL. Now, the reason why this layer 2 is important is because you can take your Ethereum, your stable coins, and you can actually earn real yield off of it. And it's incentivizing people to hold their tokens on this chain. Now, in my opinion, Blast could be potentially a really great place to go and diddle dally around and check out the meme coins there. And the key to understanding this is you definitely want to get early. The second one, me and Trey Souls, baby. We talked about this one in the last one. Lina. Lina is also backed by, hold on. Yeah. So Lina is backed by Consensus. Consensus created the MetaMask wallet. They also funded this layer 2. They also created a swap in the MetaMask wallet that I showed you. The point I'm trying to get across is if a company that big launched this layer 2 blockchain, there's a good chance they're going to do an airdrop and they're going to pump this chain like crazy. That's also another place to check out. And then the last one, Sui. Sui was founded by the people that were creating Libra on Facebook. They got backing behind a lot of these big tech companies. They launched this blockchain out, they rolled it out, and now that it's rolled out, there's a good chance they're going to pump it because they put millions of dollars into the SWE initial coin offering or whatever, the SWE launch project launch. Now, with these 3 chains, I'm not saying get into every single one of them and go crazy. Me and Trey Souls, we're absolutely crazy lunatics. We're borderline have Down syndrome. But the point is, we like to look at different places and get there before everyone else, because when it pumps, you can be there already, got the foundation, and you can start doing your profit strategy. Any thoughts on that? Any thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, man, I love everything that you just mentioned. Yeah, can you hear me? I'm sorry, I think I might be cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So what I'm loving, man, SWE, Google just gave SWE $300 million, guys. If that's not an indicator, if you don't see that companies with track records like Consensus are backing up Lina, they're backing up SWE. Guys, you got big players coming to the table. This is, if you were in crypto a long time ago and didn't understand that this is what crypto is coming to, it's time to either accept it or jump on the train or not, or get left behind, because Kris tells you, you may want to look at these things, and that's the truth. You really should look at these things, because there are a lot of these narratives, meme coin narratives that we're finding, a lot of these dexes, a lot of these real world assets. These are things you can find on several of these chains before they're blowing up and before they have a lot of volume pumping through them. So I think these are the places to be looking for the next bangers.
Absolutely. And the strategy that we deploy, that we tell people about, is you get to the chain before everybody. There's a number 1 meme coin that all the VC funds like to pump. The one on base was Brett. It was so obvious. The one on Solana, it was Bunk. Once they pump these coins and everybody sees the green candles, everybody floods in, and it's just going to happen time and time again. And what's great about Blast, Lina, and SWE, there are plenty of meme coins you guys can go and speculate on. And we're not going to cover every single one in this video or whatnot. We'll do it on future videos, but you guys get the point. Start getting that mindset. Hey, can I get time to get there a little bit early? Time to check it out and just see what's up. And a great way to really gauge whether or not a chain's about to go absolutely crazy is if you come over here to Dex Screener or Dex Tools. I know everybody likes Dex Tools, but I'm a big fan of Dex Screener. I just like it because it's easy to use. But the 24-hour volume on, for example, Blast is about 48 million. Now, if I come down here, check out Lina, it's sitting at about 19 million. So that's a little bit lower. And then SWE, it's sitting at 8.3 million. Now, one thing that you want to look for is if this gets up to about 100 million to 200 million, that's when the chain's going to start popping off. That's when you're going to start to see meme coins go absolutely ballistic. We already saw SWE do what it did earlier, and we were actually in the initial SWE pump, gambling around, jumping around, looking at meme coins. You guys want to know more about our plays? We actually posted a Twitter first, the Verse 369. So definitely consider going over there and following us. So the main point I'm trying to get across is you're going to have all these narratives and you're going to have all these plays. You don't need to be in every single chain. You just need to identify which ones could be potentially great, which I think is going to be Blast, SWE, and Lina. Find the number 1 meme coin, and then maybe find a couple speculative meme coins that could potentially do great. Sit there, wait, stay on your hands, and then wait for it to pop off. And then next thing you know, the thing will go absolutely ballistic. So overall, good stuff. I think right now Trey Souls dipped out because his Wi-Fi ain't working. So we're just going to get into the rest of what we wanted to talk about today. Now, as you guys have probably been following us, we do trends. We get into what the next best narrative is. And when me and Trey saw Solana blow up, we sat on the back end and we're just like, okay, I don't know if we're going to touch this. And so basically we were waiting for a massive dip. And now that Solana is on a massive dip and we're seeing a lot of these meme coins starting to bottom out, that's when we freaked out. We're like, bro, time to get in, research, buy. That's the play we made on this recent Bitcoin dip. And that's how you have to play this market. So in doing so, we actually did get onto Solana and we found a really awesome project I'm excited to tell you guys about today. And we also did a previous live stream on it, and we're adding it to the portfolio because it is absolutely stud. Now, if I come over to screen share, the name of this project is Dumble. Angus Dumble. So, if you guys never heard of Dumble, this is a project that was founded by a original P Die OG, my brother, my really good friend, Hodlnomics. The story behind this project is he launched his project out here, and then we had a little bit of initial dip. Now, what he started to do on this dip when Solana went down was he set up critical LPs across multiple tokens. And the reason why he's doing that is because he's trying to create an Atropa ecosystem or an A1A B2P ecosystem on Solana where there's like a liquidity web. Now, I'm going to briefly explain. Well, actually, no, I won't get into that right now. So with this liquidity web, what he's trying to do is drive volume through this token so that it can form something similar to a Tropa that we see on Pulse Chain. Now, if I come over here and just like type in the contract address, I'll just give you guys a brief showing of all the LPs. So we just come in and look on here. We have Dumble, we have Hobbs, Jones, Trump, Gummy, Khaos, Habibi. There we go. There's our boy. What's up, Trey Souls?
Man, I'm back, man. You know, the day's trying to get me, but I don't let it get me, bro. I keep moving on, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah, dude. It looks like the NSA was coming after you, my man. So you know
That's what I'm talking about. If I'm not on getting put on somebody's list, I'm doing it wrong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So hey, I was just getting into Dumble and just did a quick brief explanation. Do you want to give us your explanation of why you like Dumble?
Man, I like Dumble because of thick LPs. I like Dumble because of cross-chain operability. I love it for innovation. And I think you just went through and explained how Dumble works.
No, not yet. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna get a chart. I'm gonna draw this out just to explain it to everybody. But yeah, just keep going. Real
So,
quick.
so basically, if you've been following our channel, you'll know what the A1A and the B2B ecosystems is. I know Kris can probably break down their mechanisms a little bit more. And those are Pulse Chain products, something that Sunny, the developer, built. And now we've got our boy Hodlnomics has basically taken his what he's called the Pulse Chain dark web of secrets, and everything that he's learned from liquidity pairing, and he's taken it over. Sorry, guys, I gotta clean that. He's taken his bag of secrets over to Solana and began pairing tokens together that eventually are going to try to bring adoption to Pulse Chain. So I think it's a crazy innovative way to try to bring adoption. It makes so much sense because if you think about it, what would be the best way to bring adoption to a chain like Pulse Chain? You would want to just be wherever there is the most liquidity of like-minded traders. So I think his approach is amazing, and I think the memeability is very high. And you got dogs involved, so you got a lot of really good elements going on with the meme coins here, tied in with pretty serious game theory. So, in my opinion, I'm super excited just to even talk about this token.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, and the thing I was telling them was when we saw Solana dip, we freaked out. We're like, oh bro, time to go. Let's get some meme coins. Let's go. Because what's the first thing we did when we saw the first initial pump?
We got we did an ape in.
Yeah. Yeah. We said, you know what? We're just gonna chill and just let this thing just play out. And then when we get our opportunity, we're going to take full advantage of it. So that's basically why we got into this. Now, I'm going to do a quick drawing. We're going to do the Solana side, and then we're going to do the Pulse Chain side. And this will all make sense after I do this drawing. So basically, if you guys see right here, and I want to put this in like purple, just so this points out a little bit different. Now, basically, how this works, and this is just like at the time when I was double checking. So you have Dumble and you have Potter. You have a thick LP between these tokens. Then you have over, I believe he had about, I think it was like right around 20 LPs. These are just just 3 of them that I want to point out. So there's an LP between Dumble and Khaos, an LP between Dumble and Soul, and an LP between Dumble and Hobbs, and then 20 other tokens. So what this is doing is it's driving volume through Dumble, and then on top of that, it's also taking volume from Dumble to Potter. And so what Potter does is it actually backs up the price of Dumble, and it just stores value. This is basically a Tropa ecosystem, A1A ecosystem in a nutshell. And this is what Holonomics created. And the backstory is Holonomics got into costs very early. And when he got into costs, he basically took the funds and set this project up. Now here's where things get interesting. And this was like the wow, we need to, jump in this not financial advice moment. So on this side, we have Soul. And then on this side, we're going to have Pulse Chain. Yay! And we're live. So from Soul to Pulse Chain, we got this bridge, basically. This little bridge coming across so that you can take assets in and out. Now, Dumble is being set up to be bridged to Pulse Chain through the Block Blend bridge. Now, on the Pulse Chain side, let's do another. Let's do blue. We're gonna have Dumble. I know Dumble's gonna be one. I don't know if he's gonna bring over Potter, but I'll just keep Potter on this side because I think he might want to bridge over Potter. I don't know, but we'll double check. We'll double check with him. But basically, you're gonna have Dumble, and then you're gonna have Potter, and then within this LP web, you're also going to have a Tropa, and then I'm just gonna do like one more. I guarantee you, a Tropa is going to be in there, and then let's just say like P-Dye, and then whatever else he wants to add. I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but I know P-Dye and a Tropa.
He's the P-Dye Sancho, so
yeah. So I'm 100% sure he's going to have a Tropa and P-Dye. So basically, what does this do? This creates a cross-chain liquidity web where if you buy Dumble on Solana, you can bridge it straight to Dumble on Pulse Chain. It also gives you a different price of Dumble on Pulse Chain. So you can actually do arbitrage from Solana to Pulse. So the idea is it's bringing value from Solana straight onto the Pulse Chain through this interconnected liquidity web. Does that all make sense? Or did I go a little too complicated with that, man?
I think it makes so much sense, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely innovative.
Yeah. And what's crazy is Atropa has like, I don't know, I think it has like 200 tokens or something under it, something like that. So you have like 200 tokens on top of that. So it can go into Atropa and P-Dye. And I'm not saying he's going to do this, but there's a good chance he might consider, whoa, I did not want that color. Whoops. I'm not saying he's going to do this, but he might do something like, like A1A, and that's tied to all the PRC 20s. So there's like, this is a big if. I'm not sure. I'm just going to put a question mark, so don't take my word for it. But you guys get the point of why we really love Dumble. Now, the one thing I just want to point out with what we're seeing on Dumble, just doing a little quick price chart analysis. If we zoom in right here, just really, really. Oh, wait. I'm sorry.
I can't see it.
Yeah, no, I freaking StreamYard, man. All right, let's do. All right, man, this thing's just being all crazy. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're looking at right now. So after he started putting like 20 LPs, and he's probably going to have a bunch more there on after that, we're starting to see a price floor form. And it's going to, so we had a bottom out. So just from right here, we came up, had a bottom, and then we officially hit the bottom right here. We had a higher low, and now we're just dubbing on out there, and we're following this positive trend line. So basically what the point I'm trying to get across is right here off the bat, we're starting to see this thing finally form. Now, on top of that, the other thing that I see is a little bit of a cup and handle on the 4-hourly. So we come here, we do yellow, we do a yellow, and then come over here, and then we have another little little handle right here. So what does that tell us? So from the cup line, if you guys trace out the cup line right here, you can come in here and get an easy price target of what to expect if this project were to start running. And so we come up here, put this up here, and then boom, we're going to go test somewhere 3 zeros and a 6. So that's the next level we're probably going to have to come up and test out. But overall, the main point I'm trying to get across is we're seeing an increase in the price floor. And if you guys go and you just check out what's going on with this project, he has all these pairings. So not only is it creating this price floor that's going to go up, not financial advice, you also get a little piece of Hobbs. Jones, I'm not going to talk about him because we're going to get banned, but you guys know who that is. Trump, Gummy, Khaos, Habibi, Adam. You're basically getting kind of like a little bit of an ETF where it takes a piece of everything. So if one of these runs, it's going to put a lot of value into the ecosystem. Any thoughts on that, man?
I love it, man. This is what DeFi is supposed to be about, I think. And the fact that you can take tokens and bridge them through block blend from Solana to coming over to pairing with a Tropa and the possibility of pairing with PRC20s and extracting value from all these different areas. This to me is what true DeFi is all about. And it's so exciting to see this because it's like experimental, it's kind of proprietary. But I think we need to see more meme coins with utility. And I think Hodlonomics obviously has a heavy mission on his hands. And so taking that over there and putting all that creative energy into something like this, man, that thing looks like a big winner to me. And I felt like a kid in the candy store looking at you chart that cup and handle out just now. That thing is nice.
Yeah, man. Love it, dude. So that is why, and drum roll, please. We're going to add it right to the watch list. So I already did it, but boom, watch list. Boom, already done. It's going to add it to the rest of the tokens. So, in our opinion, we do think that Dumble is going to be a great play. We know the developer. We know that he's trying to build something out, and it's going to tie back into Pulse Chain. We've also made a couple other plays, but we're going to keep that private with our group that we started, and we're not going to go into it. But the main point I'm trying to get across is we're going to have another leg up. Solana's going to have another pump. Not financial advice, but if you ever want to get into some of these tokens, or if you ever have had an interest in dabbling in Solana, the time is right now. Because when we hit that next leg up, you don't want to be touching this stuff. You want to get there before everyone else, or you want to wait for a massive dip, then jump in and start dabbling around. Because when you see the green candles over there, you're basically playing a high risk game. So, yeah. So, anything else before we move on to charts, my man?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said it there. It's like, when Saul was first pumping, we had so much focus on different areas, Pulse Chain, probably specifically at the time. And we were really looking in that direction. And only so much of your attention can be divided. And so, like you said, now is the time to look again for the next pump. The first pump is done, it's over, and the whiff hats and stuff have blown up, and now it's time to look again and keep being diligent and dig into these markets. So don't be afraid.
Absolutely. Good stuff. All right. Now let's take a look at some charts and get this thing wrapped up. I think it was a fun live stream, my man. So all right, cool. Now just checking out the charts and taking a look at our first one. Coinye. Nah, 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 nah. Gotta get my money right. Duh. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, not too bad. Trading in that channel, a little trading sideways for a little bit.
Yeah. So, some things I want to point out. So this is trading sideways. We're on the daily. So let's just take a look. So we have this looks like the bottom right here in the daily. This is a higher low, a higher low right here. So this is a channel, but one could make the argument you got to get at least 2 to 3 touches if you want to make this argument that this might be a descending triangle actually forming. So let's see. You want to get a couple touches. I wonder if I can. Nah, you don't want to do it right there. You could. you could put it out like right about here and say that's a descending triangle. But if this were to be a descending triangle forming, the one thing I want to see is this start to come up here, and we come up here and test this next level. So if that's the case and it's an ascending triangle, that's going to be overall bullish, and that means that we're starting to see an uptick in Coinye. Now the other thing I want to look at is the Fibonacci. See where. Why do I keep clicking? Damn, do you ever do that? You just like keep clicking the wrong one.
Yes.
Drives me nuts, bro.
Daily.
So what's interesting about this is if we come up here and see what we're sitting, see where we're sitting at right here. Originally, we had this line right here at the 0.23, the 0.236, and then we can bring this one down here at the 0.382. So basically, we're trading this little channel coming up and down, and what I like to see is it come up and break out of this channel. And since we're in the golden pocket, that's typically where we start to see a massive accumulation, and then boom. So overall, Coinye, very, very bullish. I love the narrative. I love the story behind it. Great community. The developer behind this project, phenomenal across the board. Phenomenal, man. I got to work on my Donald Trump voice, dude.
That was actually pretty good, bro.
Phenomenal.
I think you were doing it pretty good.
Pretty good. Phenomenal. You get a stimmy. I get a stimmy. Like, do you have one? Bro, your acting skills. Can you do that?
We all get a stimmy. Dude, who was that? That was that Coach? Coach had that down, man. He had that down.
What a concept. So, good stuff. All right, now BTFD, another PDI guy that actually created this project. I really like it. So, one thing that we saw, we were in a ascending triangle, and then we broke down. So what we're probably looking at is we're just trading sideways a little bit. So we'll get a couple touches here. It's probably gonna be sitting right here, and then just sideways. So some stuff that I would love to see with this, since not too much is going on base chain, is we come down here and then we start breaking out. So it's definitely got to go. But keep in mind, this is still sitting at like a 236K market cap. So there's not much volume going through. And from my understanding, the dev behind this is starting to set up some LPs and wants to get it going. So, this is a project that we talked about in the past. I actually really like it. If they can create a dumble A1A, a Tropa-based ecosystem, this could be the one for base chain that you guys might want to look at it. Any thoughts on it?
I think that's an important key to learn from what you've been experiencing in crypto all along, and it wouldn't make sense to even launch a token without thinking about using liquidity webs and stuff. So I hope to see that the development do some things like that and get some more volume pumped into this token, and that'd be pretty sick, man.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Rat BTC. Excuse me, Rat Pulse. Why did I say BTC? I like Rat BTC.
That's what was on your mind.
Bitcoin 2.0. All right, so let's talk about Rat Pulse. All right, so we've got a massive inverse head and shoulders, dude. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Massive inverse head and shoulders. So I can tell you right off the bat, that is extremely bullish. So we'll go right across here. And then all right, so we got the head and shoulders pattern, 100%. That's a really big old head. It's like a Bart Simpson pattern. You know what I'm saying? Like Bart Simpson head. Yeah, that's actually like a trading pattern. So typically, what you want to do is you come here from, I believe you start from the neckline. And the thing about these trading patterns is they're very hard to identify. But if we just take a look at the next leg up, probably like right here, and we just get a quick target. So if Pulse Chain were to come out of this pattern and we get the next target, we're probably going to be coming back up here and testing the all-time high. But also keep in mind, since we came down so quickly, we got a couple magnets we got to test. And we got some resistance. Now, what was going on with Pulse Chain? And not a lot of the channels are going to tell you what happened here. But basically, when we started going nuclear, this first part right here, this was from I can't remember who it was, but it was like, I'll just type it right here. RH buying. That's when everybody started freaking out and they're like, all right. That's when they found out about it, just right here. And that's why everybody started freaking out. They're like, oh my God, he's buying the token. And then it went absolutely freaking nuclear right here. Now, the next part where this started happening again was RH, or the SAC wallet, so to speak, quote unquote, start buying tokens here and here and here. So he started dropping in 10K clips on Pulse, Hex, and incentive token. And that's what caused it to go absolutely crazy. But on the flip side, everybody started selling. So then it just went down like that. So this is why we can't have nice things. So to me, based on what we saw there, I think they saw the momentum and they're like, oh my God, the community, like we shaked out the weekends, let's go. And it was a huge psychological test that I don't know if we failed or not. But the one thing I will say is, since the launch of Pulse Chain, we're following this trend line and we're touching it right now. And I guarantee you, since we're finally getting into this low, I would expect that we come up here, we test some of these magnets, and then we start testing the all-time high Pulse Chain sometime this summer is what I'm projecting. Any thoughts on that, man?
I like it. I like it. You know, and it's obviously not happening in May. So for everyone who expected the man that they called Daddy to pump the chain, you guys were wrong. You faded. You should have been trading meme coins in May. And oh, yeah, sorry guys. Sorry guys. It didn't turn out after the 50 weeks of the shakeout. Apparently, still got a little more time to go. So I'm hoping that summer target's right. Kris, you know, we could be wrong, you know, it could be wrong, but I think it sounds about right from where we're sitting right now. And I think that's a nice call on that pattern. Good work.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And so I don't remember when like the SAC level is, but probably your first target on Pulse. So the first thing we need to do, I don't know why I got so many freaking lines here. So the first one is we got to come up and test. It's a visible magnet right here. And you know, you come up here, you got one touch, you got two touches, and then you got like a third about right here. So a third one. So probably what's going to happen is we come up and we test right here. Boom. Then the next level we're going to have to come up and test is, it's probably most likely going to be this level right here, because I see another resistance. So that's basically right before we started coming down. So we're looking at 0.001, and then we come up and test 0.0015. And then finally after that, we can come up, test the all-time high. And then if this thing starts coming back, like I said, you know, inverse head and shoulders, we got a target, and then we'll start doing our thing. So overall, guys, it looks good. I wouldn't care about too much about the FUD. Everybody's got something to say. All right. Teddy Bear, #1 meme coin in all Pulse Chain. Teddy Bear. Bro, you remember when we bought this thing? You know, I got to point this out on the chart before we do some TA on it.
Barely, because it was so long ago.
Bro, we got into, bro, it was like, so we were talking about, it had to been like, I believe it was August 24th or 25th. I need to double check, but it was sometime in this time frame. I need to go check our tweets. I'm not gonna do that right now, but you get the point.
Dang,
Kris,
bro, I would hate to fade us. It would suck to fade us.
First call. This is what we got in. Everybody was going absolutely crazy. And then everyone's like, oh my God, you're a scammer. Ah! Fucking losers. So this is where we started jumping into Teddy Bear. And it turned out to be the number one meme coin on Pulsechain. I remember the market cap must have been, it was either 80 or 100K or something. It wasn't when like the rest of the guys, it was a little bit after. We were kind of like the middle of the pack, but this thing went absolutely nuclear and then came back down. And turns out overall, it's going to be the number one meme coin. Now, the one thing I want to say about the Teddy Bear chart, everyone's probably asking, I'm going to do full screen. Why is it going up and then down, up and down? The reason why it's doing that is because there's LPs. Anytime Teddy Bear pumps, that money flows into the Atropa ecosystem. It flushes in. It just goes in. And that's why the chart looks so weird. That's why if you come down here, you can be like, oh, man, this looks like a descending triangle or whatever. I remember I was pointing out right here. Like right here, it was like a descending triangle. And then boom, pump. Descending triangle, boom, pump. Descending triangle, boom, pump. So what I notice is when PDI, Atropa, and Bear form these descending triangles, there's a good chance that money's flowing in. And as the candles get really, really small, another pump comes in and goes absolutely crazy. And so that's part of the main reason why I love Bear so much, is because when this thing goes nuclear, it's gonna fill in the Atropa ecosystem, and it's just gonna be a really great play. So overall, a lot of good stuff going on with Bear. We have a magnet at the 618, and then if I just show you guys, it's just trading sideways right now. Now, here's the secret sauce behind Teddy Bear that not many people are talking about. If I go here and talk about click Wrap Pulse, bro, look at that. It's holding up against Wrap Pulse. It's actually going up versus Wrap Pulse. Just think about that for a second. If you were holding Bear at this past downtrend that was happening, your position on Pulsechain increased. How crazy is that, dude?
It's awesome, bro. It makes sense. I mean, look at those huge wicks that thing is throwing off. It's insane, the candle sizes that you see on Teddy Bear. So the way you just explained that to me, it totally made so much more sense in my head now about how Teddy Bear is working in conjunction with these other pools.
Yeah, and everyone tries to do TA on it, and shout out to B Roots, man. I love B Roots and Ian. They're really great dudes. But they're talking about, it's hard to read the charts on this, yada yada yada. Well, the reason why it's hard to read these charts is because it creates a price floor. So it's not necessarily based on the amount of, well, buyers and sellers do matter, but it's based on how much money moves through this ecosystem. And so that's part of the reason why it's performing the way it is. So overall, really good. All right, I'm gonna keep it moving. I know we keep going on rants. Awesome. P-Die, yada yada yada, P-Die, da, 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 da. Oh yeah, look at that, dude. Kris and Trey's entry, barely can even see it. Like, look at that.
Is that even real?
Is it even real, dude? Boom. What a concept. All right. Now, this goes back into what I was saying with Teddy Bear. So look, Die loves descending triangles. Here's what happens. Goes up. Boom. Into the Atropa ecosystem. And then once it comes down to this support, that's when you know the amount of money flowing in is slowing down. And then boom, into the Atropa ecosystem. Came back into the Atropa ecosystem, coming down. Boom. And then we get in.
It even does it again right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then here, this was due to hard. So I need to put this on the chart, man. I did not prepare right. So we're going to put this right here. It's always good to like track all the stuff you do on here. That way you kind of have like a little storage. So hard PDI reflection web launches. All right, so basically they built another liquidity web on top of PDI, and that's part of the reason why this thing did what it's did right here. It came in, another really steep descending triangle right here, and then boom, baby, came across. Kind of a, I'm not going to zoom in and look at it, but I think you guys get the point. Now, where are we sitting? So PDI overall has this price floor. It's coming back down. Seems like we're forming a nice little cup. I don't know why I got all these lines here. So it's coming down here. It's forming a cup. It looks like it's forming a little bit of a handle. So if that chart pattern comes out, there's a good chance that we'll probably break out and then test the all-time high very, very soon. But keep in mind, this is all based on LP. So overall, very bullish. And then the last thing, Rat Pulse. Look at that, dude. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All-time high right here, right? All-time high right here. If you held PDI, you would not be down right now. Like, how much do we have to say this? Like, what like, what magic crystal ball do you guys want to see? What sign do you want us to hear? You know, not financial advice, but this is why we were so bullish on PDI to begin with. You sit down, you look at the chart, you look at the numbers, it all makes sense. So it is what it is. I'm sorry. Am I ranting? Am I making sense?
No, they need it. We gotta talk about this kind of stuff, man, because it may sound like a broken record at this point, but it's getting to the point where there's only certain things that make a whole lot of sense to be trying to achieve in crypto, and DAI and PDI is one of them. And this chart right here is obviously a beautiful example of the message that we've been trying to convey about this asset for a while. And I remember when people were dogging on it when when that chart was way down. They're saying, look at it versus Rat Pulse now, and now go ahead and look at it now with the PDI chart where it's at. It's not sitting at a bad spot right now. Possibly go retest those all-time highs. So, man, it maybe sound like a broken record at this point, but it needs to be said. So I agree.
Yeah. And we got a little bit of a magnet right here that's just going to trade at for a little bit. So yeah, overall, man, just bullish, dude. That's all we can say. All right. All right, Linda, my favorite ex-girlfriend, Linda, baby. Ooh, whoa. All right, we had we had a huge breakdown. So let's just take a look at this chart. So Linda, number one meme coin on Lina. So we had a descending triangle, we had a target, and this thing just broke down and came back down, and now it's testing this previous magnet. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. So came up, had a cup and handle, had a target, did not come down. So we got to come down here, test this, and then from there we might trade sideways or might get some action. Now I'm curious to look at the, oh my God, bro, I'm about to throw my computer.
You're almost there.
Gosh. All right. So let's look at where we're sitting at right now. Okay. So maybe I'm curious to see on the previous run up. Yeah. So based on the previous run up from the initial run up, we're sitting near the 618. So we might come down just like a little bit if we touch the golden pocket and then boom, come back up. So overall, we're going to come down here, test this magnet, and then we might need to come down here to test this next magnet. That's going to be your second price target. And then the last one, so this was from the previous all-time high before we ran. You know, we came up, touched it, trade sideways, boom, came in, cup and handle, sent, came back in, tried another cup and handle, broke down. So if we come down here and test this one, which I don't see it coming, that's going to be a good loading zone. So a strategy I like to do, I usually like to do something called the, I think it was the 50, 30, 20. So if we come down here, test here, I usually load up on 50% and then 30%. And then if it comes down here, I usually do about 20. but I never do the most amount on this bottom one because it rarely touches this bottom magnet. And then that would be a great way to make an entry. So overall, Linda, still pretty bullish, still up massively. When did we get in on this one? I think we got in like, was it March?
It was sometime, yeah, it was sometime in March, I think.
I'm pretty sure it was like the end of March. So I think it was like right here. So I had to move that later. So this was when we got into Linda. Kris and Trey entry. Linda, my favorite girlfriend. All right. So where from when we got in, and this is just us making sure that we're doing the right thing. Well, not the right thing, but our trades are good. So that's 2x, and then from all-time high, 4x. Yeah, looking good, man. And that was one you found, actually. That's really awesome. Not a lot of these you
Oh, I find all the hot chicks, bro.
did. All right, now Scrolly on the Scroll Network. Another great meme coin. So we're trading in this channel right here, and we're sitting right between the 0.236 and then the 0.382. Now we have was this resistance and the support down here. Now, one thing I was looking at with this chart is if you come down here, we're basically, it seems like we might be forming a ascending triangle out of this, which is actually extremely bullish. So the one thing I want to see what this chart is, it's going to come up here, start testing this resistance, and then come back down, and then soon, boom. Well, it's just a probability. We're not really sure. So overall, Scrolly, extremely bullish. I think this is a great token for the Scroll Network, and this is another thing, another one that our boy Trey Souls over here found. So really good stuff, man. And then Beardy. So Beardy, similar chart, not really showing me much here. It's trading, it's basically trading along this channel. Let me get rid of this real quick. So it's coming in, trading along this channel, and it's just consolidating. So what it means is people are just holding and just chilling and waiting for the next thing. So, you know, Beardy, great story, great meme coin. Not really showing me much, but for this case, it's just got to go. You know what I'm saying? So, and then last one, PTGC. Oh,
Alien
bro,
Tech.
when did we get in this one? Here you go, right here. Boom. Kris, I know we got in right here. That's for sure. And Trey, I know we got in right here. I already tell, bro. My psychokinetic powers are already telling me what's going on.
Right. I know that's right.
100%. We got into this early, bro. We smashed it on this one, bro. Smashed it on it, bro. All right.
I think parabolic.
Yeah, for real. So just taking a look at where we're sitting at. Let's see what the Fibonacci says. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. So what we're going to look at two charts for this one, and then we'll wrap this thing up. So we're trading at this magnet, and then we broke down, and now we're seeing this golden pocket right here. And one could make an argument that we've got a magnet right here because it's actually forming. So we're coming down here. That's one touch, two touch, comes up here, three touch, and it's consolidating. So overall, we're seeing at this price level. This is another one that's very difficult to scope out. We'll probably need to, I don't know why this one was here. So we're probably going to be trading sideways in this channel right here. Now, here's the thing you guys got to understand about PTGC, and this will show you everything you need to know. Wrap pulse. Uh-oh. What we got here? What we got here? Versus wrap pulse, baby. A massive ascending triangle on PTGC versus Rat Pulse, which means as Rat Pulse is going down, if you just held your PTGC, you would be up big. How crazy is that, man?
These charts right here are pretty eye-opening, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like everyone was like doing the whole, oh, dude, versus Rat Pulse is down, dude. Bro, look at this thing. It
Look
is
at it now. Yeah,
beautiful.
no one's even talking about this at all.
Yeah, bro. What a concept.
What?
So, what a concept.
Oh,
So,
dude.
so we're basically in this ascending triangle versus Rat Pulse, and when Pulse starts pumping, there's a high percent chance this will pump. Now, without that chart, the price is just trading sideways and has a lot to do with the fact that Rat Pulse is coming down. So, overall, really good stuff, man. Any thoughts on PTGC?
Bullish.
Bullish. Cool. All right, man. Well, that's all I got, man. You got anything else?
Dude, that's quite a breakdown right there. That's a lot of good stuff, man. That's definitely enough for one stream.
Yeah. We went for an hour, 15 minutes. So, overall, really good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Just wanted to do a shout out to Moonmud. Good to see you here. Shout out to our boy Viber Finance. Always good to have you in here. But yeah, man, like I said, guys, bullish. Market's going to come back. This is the time to buy, not financial advice. If you're getting too crazy, bro, go touch grass. Don't look at the screen for another month and just relax. And please don't be crying on Twitter. So, but yeah, man, another good one. And we'll bring you back next week with the alpha and all the fire, baby. So let's freaking go. And, follow us on the Verse 369. Come out, show us some love, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.